The wind in the willows sang softly to me. Follow my voice wherever it leads, from mountains through valleys to deep rolling seas, borne on the wings of the breeze.
After the Weasels had been overthrown in the famous Battle of Toad Hall, and Mr. Toad was installed in his old home once more, he invited his friends to a celebration dinner, at which he promised to tell them more about his adventures. The program was familiar.
I often thought I was at my best in the banquet.
Speech of welcome by Toad.
Enjoyed my speech.
Address
My
Toad.
Who's so witty?
Song
Wait till I tell you all about
by
my
Toad.
adventures.
Composed by himself.
Such trials and tribulations.
And some of the adventures seemed familiar too, though Toad always remembered things differently. Toad said that there were at least 1,000,000 Weasels.
I'll give him down with Toad, and in my own banqueting hall too.
Come on.
Oh, always a Toad. A Toad.
Toad said he was the very first into the attack, and that he fell upon the enemy with a vengeance.
It's all Badger.
Toad did mention how courageously Ratty had fought the Weasels, and how the brave Mole had knocked him for 6, and how Badger had just thumped them and thumped them and thumped them.
Missed again.
But mostly he reminded them of how, while others had been doing the actual fighting, he, Mr. Toad, had been in command of the battle.
A Toad! Always a Toad!
Of how he had chosen a position with a fine view of the action.
Behind you, Badger!
Thump-em and thump-em and thump-em.
And how, in the nick of time, he launched his fearless attack on the Chief Weasel, which he had immortalized in song.
Last verse, I'm afraid.
Shout! Shout hooray! And let each one of the crowd try and shout it very loud in honor of an animal of whom you're justly proud. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you for your appreciation. Oh, by the way, you might get to see this gift which I'm sending to the jailer's daughter with a graceful little note. Very well composed, I think you'll agree.
Quite right, Toad. Well done.
I'm glad to see you showing proper gratitude, Toad.
Yes, Toady. Just think where you might be today if that terrible magistrate had had her way.
But Toad simply told them how clever he had been to steal the motor car.
There certainly has been. Anything for a fellow motorist. Oh, I say!
And how skillfully he'd driven it away.
Got out, cat hopped in and away. Chap's a damn flog. I say!
And what a witty thing he'd said to the policeman.
Hey, fat face!
Newsy?
I say!
Reggie!
Newsy?
Oh, I say!
And how, when his case came to court, he'd caused such a difficulty for the magistrate.
To my mind, the only difficulty in this very clear case is how to make it sufficiently hot for the incorrigible rogue and hardened ruffian whom we see cowering in the dock before us.
And Toad went on to tell his friends that, despite the terrible presence of the magistrate and the overwhelming forces of the law, he had stood so proudly and so handsomely in the dock while Mrs. Carrington Moss made her closing address to the court that the constables themselves, and even the owners of the stolen motor car, were in doubt how he should be sentenced.
Fat face! Mr. Clark, what is the very stiffest penalty we can impose for each of these offences without, of course, giving the prisoner the benefit of any doubt? Because there isn't any.
Well, ma'am, you might give 12 months for the theft.
Which is mild.
And 3 years for furious driving.
Which is lenient.
And 15 years for the cheek, which was pretty bad sort of cheek.
Namely, calling him Fat Face.
Now then, that adds up to...
19 years.
19 years?
And another year for being green. 20 years.
She didn't frighten me.
Badger, Bully, Ratty, where are you now?
No, I never lost my composure for an instant. No sooner was I inside the jail than I was making plans for my escape.
There you are, daughter.
Oh, no.
Toad went on to explain how he'd shown such heroism in his lonely dungeon, and how he'd refused absolutely to let a morsel of food pass his lips.
No. Nothing. Take it away.
I've brought you something I've made myself. It's Bubble and Squeak.
Bubble and Squeak?
It's piping hot.
And the jailer's daughter was an excellent girl. I offered to let her help me escape.
I have an aunt who's a washerwoman.
Oh, well, there, never mind. Think no more about it. I have several aunts who ought to be washerwomen.
Toad, do be quiet. My Aunt Maud does all the washing in the jail. People are used to her coming in and out, and you're very much like her in build.
I am not. I have a very elegant figure for what I am.
So is my aunt for what she is. Here, try it on.
Ooh, you're not suggesting that I should disguise myself as a washerwoman?
So I had the brilliant idea of disguising myself as a washerwoman and simply strolled out of the jail.
Night, Maud.
Good night, old chap.
Old chap. Maud?
According to Toad's account, he immediately put his brilliant escape plan into action.
Well, naturally, such an important prisoner was bound to be missed. And soon they were all in pursuit. But I simply stepped aboard a passing train and was gone.
Yes, Toad, we know all that.
Oh, my dear Ratty, you haven't heard the half of it.
We have heard quite enough of your boasting, Toad.
I quite agree.
Yes, of course. All the same, I lead such a quiet life, and Toad's adventures, well, they are rather exciting, you know.
Come on, Badger. We may as well hear the rest of it.
Good. Well, there I was in my clever disguise, but miles from home. When what should I see but a barge? Well, naturally, I was more than a match for a barge woman.
A nice morning, Marm.
Oh, I dare say it is a nice morning, ma'am. To them that's not in sore trouble like what I am. You see, here's my married daughter, sends to me to come to her at once. So, off I goes, not knowing what may be a-happening, but fearing the worst, as you will understand, ma'am, if you are a mother too.
Oh, where might your daughter be living, ma'am?
Oh, she lives near a river, right beside a fine house called Toad Hall.
Toad Hall? Why, I'm going that way myself. You come along in the barge with me and I'll give you a lift.
Oh, much obliged to you, ma'am. I'm in the washing and laundry line, you know.
And a very good business you have too, I dare say, if I'm not making too free.
Oh, finest business in the whole county. All the gentry come to me, washing, ironing, starching, making up gents' fine shirts for evening wear. I do it all.
And you are very fond of washing?
Oh, simply dote on it. Never so happy as when I've got both arms in the wash tub.
What a bit of luck.
Hmm? Why? Why? What do you mean?
Well, my husband, he's such a fellow for shirking his work, and he's gone off to see if he can pick up a rabbit for dinner, leaving me with all that washing to do.
Oh, no, never mind about the washing. Try and fix your mind on that rabbit. Have you got any onions?
No, don't try and deprive me of the pleasure of giving you a treat. You'll find a heap of things there, and a tub, and soap, and a kettle on the stove, and a bucket to haul water up from the canal. I'll just take a little nap until my husband gets back. And I'll know you're enjoying yourself. What? Instead of sitting here idle looking at the scenery and yawning your head off.
I see. Oh. Oh. Ooh, my paws. Oh, they're ruined.
Oh, I thought so. Pretty washerwoman you are. Never washed so much as a dishcloth in all your life, I dare say.
Certainly not, you low, common, fat barge woman. Oh, washerwoman indeed. I am a toad. A very well-known, respected, distinguished toad.
So you are? Well, I never. A horrid, nasty, crony toad, and in my nice clean barge, too. That is a thing I will not have.
It was at that point, according to Toad, that he decided to leave the barge.
You... Oh. Since the woman obviously didn't appreciate a gentleman, I decided to teach her a lesson. Here! No, stop!
Oh, Toad, that was stealing.
Stealing nonsense. I merely borrowed the nag.
Ah, sent it back later, did you? With an honorarium?
Hmm? What? Well, no, not exactly.
Oh, come on, Toad. What did you do?
Well, I was getting rather hungry by this time, and...
Hey! Hello! Here. You want to sell that there horse of yours?
What? Me sell this beautiful young horse of mine? Oh, it's out of the question. No, I'm too fond of him, and he simply dotes on me.
Well, try and love a donkey. Some people do.
I don't have to tell you that when it came to bargaining, that gypsy didn't stand a chance.
A shilling a leg.
A shilling a leg? Oh, that's only 4 shillings. Oh, no, out of the question. So in the end, I had a whole plateful of the good fellow's stew and a handsome sum for the horse into the bargain. Yeah, what do you think of that for cleverness, eh?
That is the most disgraceful thing I've ever heard.
Eh? What?
Toad, do you mean to tell us that you actually sold the barge woman's horse?
Oh, Toady.
Well, I...
You will have to send it back.
Oh, how can I? The gypsy has it.
You'll have to buy it back, Toad.
Shan't. He'll cheat me again. I don't know where he is.
Then you'll have to send the barge woman some money, Toad. Enough to buy a new horse.
Mole is right, as usual. Toad, you will send that unfortunate woman a handsome gift of money, together with a sincere apology.
An apology? Oh, she was a common low-fat barge woman and she made me do all her beastly washing and then she threw me off the barge.
What? But I thought you said... Oh, well, it doesn't make any difference. You still can't steal her horse and sell it.
So, in addition to sending a gold watch to the jailer's daughter, the only respectable part of a sorry business, Toad will also dispatch a gift of money to the washerwoman, the engine driver, the barge woman. Is there anyone else, Toad? Rat, you better make a list.
Oh, bother you and your list! How dare you! I won't send anything to anyone. I shan't even send the gold watch. That girl was very lucky to have such a distinguished visitor in her beastly jail. As for you, all of you, I'm sorry I ever invited you to dinner. I could perfectly well have turned the Weasels out by myself. I don't need you. I never did.
In that case, we shall leave at once and never inflict our company upon you again.
Sorry, Toad. You've gone too far this time. Mole?
Yes, of course, Ratty. I wouldn't want to stay where I'm not wanted. Goodbye, Toad.
You vain creature.
Oh, well.
No! Oh, no, don't go! Oh, my dear friends, what an ungrateful toad I am! But for you, I should never have seen my beloved home again.
Oh, Badger.
Now make your list, dear Rat, and I will do whatever you say.
But meanwhile, charge your glasses and we will proceed to item number 5 on the program.
Item 5. Speech of thanks to the guests by Toad.
Right. Everybody listening?
So Ratty, Badger and Mole settled back in their chairs and prepared themselves for a very, very long evening.
Spin me a dream woven silver and gold, from sunshine and shadows and days long ago, where people are memories and stories unfold. Willows, the tales you have told